Hello everybody, this is Magnetar Prime with another Transformers video review. And here I have the Transformers Cybertron figure, Evac. Evac is an Autobot from the Transformers Cybertron portion of the Unicron Trilogy series. Evac is dedicated to protecting life. He has guarded Earth's cyber planet key for centuries. And I have owned this figure since the release date, and unfortunately I don't have the package, so I cannot show you that, but I do have the BIOS information, which reads: Evac was entrusted with Earth's cyber planet key and wants to return to his home planet of Cybertron. In addition, he has taken a number of disguises over the years, including a blimp, 14 different kinds of helicopters, an army jet, a stealth jet, a biplane, and a propeller plane. Now, on a side note, Evac's bio contradicts his portrayal in the television series, when he openly tells everybody that he has never been to Cybertron and that to him was only a legend. So the bios kind of contradict itself. In the Transformers Cybertron series, Evac is one of the descendants of the Transformers who came to Earth on the starship Atlantis. He lived on Earth in secret for centuries, and later on he meets Optimus Prime and joins his forces to fight the ancient evil Decepticons. So that is as far as the Cybertron series go. Now let's talk about the figure itself. This is a Voyager class figure that was released back in 2005. It comes with two missiles, the Rotor Blades, and a gold Earth style cyber planet key. This figure was part of the third wave of Transformers Cybertron Voyager figures. This figure was also repainted and used as the Shattered Glass Galvatron and sold as a 2-pack convention souvenir back in 2011, and also was repainted as a Springer a few years ago. Now I'm gonna bring this figure closer to the camera so we can see the details. Let's start with the head sculpt of this figure. I think it looks fantastic. The paint job applied to this figure, it definitely resembles the character Evac from the Transformers Cybertron series. This is what it looks like from the backside view. And this is the cyber planet key, the Earth planet key. I'm gonna turn this figure around and I'm gonna show you the gimmicks of this figure right now. And we're gonna start off with a hook right here. As you can see, this is a hook right here, and once he's transformed into his vehicle mode or helicopter mode, he can lift some objects, I guess. I'm gonna show you right now. And you can push this button right here to retract the hook. So it's a very nice gimmick. This section right here can actually be rotated 360 degrees if you like. Now the next gimmick will be the Rotor Blades right here, which actually work better once he's transformed into his vehicle mode, because to activate this gimmick you have to push this button, but as you can see, this section right here prevents from the Rotor Blades from rotating, but you can always deattach this section real quick and fold the wing to the back, and you can try again, and here we go. And like I said, this gimmick works better when he's transforming into his jet mode or into his helicopter mode. Now the other gimmick that this figure has, and is one of my favorites, is actually on the back of this figure. We have this section right here, which once he's transformed into the helicopter mode, it seems like engines. So what we have to do is we're going to insert the cyber planet key right here, and we're going to activate the two missile launchers that go right here, and this is what it looks like. Now if you want to move this forward, you're going to have to deattach this section right here and just push it a little bit to the front. And here we have the other gimmick of this figure, which is a very nice gimmick. I really like it. Once he has all these weapons deployed and he has this rotor right here and the hook, he looks deadly. I'm going to turn this figure around. I'm going to rotate it so we can see more of the details of it. And these are all the gimmicks of this figure. Now let's talk about the articulation for this figure. I'm gonna retract this real quick. I'm gonna remove the cyber key and push this back. Okay, the articulation for this figure is good. Let's start with the head sculpt. As usual, it can be rotated 360 degrees. Now it might be an issue sometimes. The head sculpt might go down if you push it too hard, or if you don't attach this section properly, because I'm going to show you when you transform this guy, you have to push this in or push it up, and if you fail to connect this section here, the head won't be secure or locked, and then you might have this issue going down. But just make sure that you have this section clipped properly, and there's two little holes in here that is gonna make a connection right there, so the head would not go down on its own. Now, about articulation on the shoulders, can be rotated up and down. They're on a ratchet, and they're actually pretty tight. He has a swivel right here on the arm, and of course elbow articulation. It goes with the head, goes down. Unfortunately, he cannot move his wrist or his fist, but I guess it is alright because he does have a swivel right on the arm. Same with this one. And this section right here can actually be rotated, but that's when you get this guy transforming to the vehicle mode. And yeah, this can be detached, and as you can see, it can all, if you put too much pressure, it's gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna set this aside here real quick and put this place. Now he does have waist articulation, as you can see, and his legs are also on a ratchet. They can move to the front, to the back, and to the sides. His leg has a swivel right here, 360 degrees. This figure has nice knee articulation, and it's pretty tight. Like all of this, this figure is very tight for this is an almost 10-year-old figure. But again, all I do with this, I just display them anyway. Now his feet can be moved up and down, and we have like a robot heel right here. So as far as articulation goes for this figure is very articulated and very poseable. Now I'm gonna connect this section right here and set this guy aside real quick. Now, on a side note, back in the BotCon in 2005, there were ideas of having this figure to be able to transform or convert these blades into a sword, and he will actually have two hooks that will become some kind of martial arts chain whips. But at the end, that idea never became a reality. Now I'm gonna bring some other Transformers figures for a quick size comparison. And here, for a quick size comparison, I have another Transformers Cybertron figure, and this time is Hotshot. And this is a deluxe class figure, but in my opinion it was a big deluxe class figure. As you can see, the Cybertron line was a very nice Transformer line. All of the figures are very nice, and I definitely like the Cyber Key gimmick. Now I'm gonna move Hotshot out of the way. And here, for another size comparison, and with another Transformers Cybertron line figure, I have Sideways, which is a Decepticon slash Autobot, and it's a very nice figure as well. So as you can see, size for Evac, it's a good size. It's a good Voyager size figure. Now I'm gonna get Sideways out of the way. And here, for another size comparison, and with a more recent figure, I have the Transformers 2013 Cybertron Con exclusive Jetfire, which is a Voyager size figure as well. Now these two are definitely, or pretty much about the same size, except for these propellers right here that Jetfire has. Now let's turn them around. So, like I say, Evac is a very nice figure. I really like it. It looks great in my opinion. Now I'm gonna get Jetfire out of the way. And here, for a final size comparison, while in his robot mode, I have the Transformers Generations figure, Springer. And like I was mentioning before, they actually tried to make these blades, or their intention was to make these blades and take them and transform it into a handheld sword, just like they did with Springer. I'm gonna show you here real quick. And this is what they did with the blades right here, but again, this is only 2, you know, compared to the 4 right here, so maybe that's why it was a little bit more complicated, I guess. However, they made it happen. Now I'm gonna move Springer out of the way, and now it's time to transform this figure into his vehicle mode. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the Rotor Blades, just like so, and I'm gonna rotate this around about 180 degrees, I'm gonna lift this panel up and I'm gonna slide in his fist. I will do the same thing over here. Lift this up and then fold it back in. Now I'm gonna put these two together right here. I'm gonna rotate this around just like so, and we're gonna leave it this way for now. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the arms, and the transformation of this figure is a little bit complicated. There's a lot of folding and rotating parts, and you might get stuck. So let's see this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this down, and as you can see, when I slide this down, it hides the head right here. Now I'm gonna lift this section up right here, and I'm gonna push this to the side. As you can see, this panel right here, we're gonna move it up to the front, and we're gonna rotate this around just like so. The same over here. I'm gonna push them all the way in, and as you can see, there's a tab right here and there's a hole. So I'm gonna put this together just like so. There it goes. Now what I'm gonna do with this section right here is I'm gonna rotate this around. As you can see, I'm gonna fold this all the way in just like so. And again, there's two holes in here and two tabs, so we're gonna tab it in together, push it in really well, make sure that everything is properly tapped and nothing is moving or loose. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this up right here, and slide it to the front. I'm gonna try not to activate the gimmick, of course. And now this part right here, we're gonna fold it in together. The landing gear is right here. I'm gonna slide this down just like so, and there's more right here. I'm gonna move this to the front. Now all I have to do is just put this rotor in here, and let me see, let's do this right. Now I'm gonna extend this the way it's supposed to, and here we have Evac's vehicle mode. Evac's vehicle mode is a rescue Eurocopter. This figure was originally going to be a more futuristic twin-tail helicopter, but the final product is this, as we can see right now. We still have a lot of gimmicks and details in this figure, which I'm gonna show you right now. And those gimmicks are, as I mentioned before, the hook right here. Now that he's transforming to his vehicle mode or his rescue helicopter mode, you can rotate this down and you can fold this or slide this down, and as you can see, he can, like, I don't know, rescue somebody, or you know, and then you just push this up, and here we go. Now the other gimmick is these blades that they actually rotate, and all you have to do is push in this button right here, and now the gimmick works perfect, unlike like when he's transforming to his robot mode, because of this section right here actually prevents from the rotor blades to go or spin around all the way. So this is a very nice gimmick. Again, I really like this gimmick. Now the other gimmick of this figure is the Cyber Planet key, of course, which can be inserted right here. Let me show you real quick. And there we go. This rescue helicopter has become I don't know, a deadly helicopter now, because he's equipped with two missile launchers, which are spring-loaded missiles, and they can be activated right here, as you can see. Now I'm gonna set this figure here for a second. Like I said, there's a lot of details in this figure, and I really like it. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera. We have a nice Autobot logo right on the side of the hook right here. The paint job is really nice. We can actually see like a cockpit inside the helicopter, which is a very nice feature. Let's see from the back side. These rotors also spin around, but there's no way that we can make them spin. I'm talking about like a gimmick like this. So if you want this to spin around, you're gonna have to move it around yourself, I guess. Now the landing gear for this figure is actually pretty decent, even when the wheels do not move, but they still are very nice, you know. They can be folded in, and he can just be flying around, or you can just fold this down, landing gear, and he can be displayed in a very nice mode. Now when you display this figure, the hook is gonna have to position in this way so it doesn't get in the way. Now there's more details right here on the top of the helicopter, and this section right here, what seems to be the engine. Once you remove the cyber key, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna fold this back again. So like I said before, it kind of looks like some kind of jet propulsors coming out of the helicopter. And yeah, this is a very detailed figure. I really like it. Now I'm gonna bring some other Transformers figure from my collection for a quick size comparison. And here for a first size comparison, I have the Transformers Cybertron figure Vector Prime, which is another Voyager class figure from the same Transformers line. But as you can see, this figure is slightly larger than Evac. I guess it's because it's a spaceship, I don't know. But they are both a Voyager class figure. And I really like these two particular figures. Now I'm gonna get Vector Prime out of the way. And here for another size comparison, we have the Transformers Generations Perceptor. And this is a deluxe class figure, and it was released a few years ago. So as you can see, the size of Evac is a good size for a Voyager class figure. Now I'm gonna move Perceptor out of the way. And here for a final size comparison, I have the Tommy Takara Easy Collection figure Hound, the Witwikis, and Cybertron Evac. As you can see, these little Witwikis are very nice, and I think they're kind of like in scale next to Evac. They might be a little bit small, but still, this is a very nice scale. Now I'm gonna move these figures out of the way. In conclusion, I really like this figure. I think it's a very well designed figure. The paint job is definitely accurate to the Transformers Cybertron series, and all the gimmicks are very nice. I definitely think that this will be a great addition to any Transformers collection. And with this, I conclude this video review of the Transformers Cybertron figure Evac. If you like my Transformers video review, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Magnetar Prime, or you can visit my Facebook page, Magnetar Prime Reviews. Thank you for watching. This is Magnetar Prime. Until next time.